Welcome back to the Deep Dig Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew. We're talking everything NFL. My other host right over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. Be sure to hit that like button, drop some comments below, but more importantly, subscribe, baby.
Yeah, and we both still have a job here, but someone who might not have a job pretty soon. Rumors spiraling a little bit that Jerod Mayo could get fired in the next coming days. They went to London to play Jacksonville, got embarrassed, basically saved Doug Peterson's job. Could this really be happening?
I don't I don't know. I don't think that this is coming out of nowhere though, because I mean, after the game, Jerod Mayo called out his team very publicly to the media, saying that they were a soft team. And this is kind of uncharted territory for the Patriots organization, really. I mean, they've had a bunch of stability with Bill Belichick, and I think they're seeing like things are going off the rails. And they already had a damn near mutiny apparently with them not playing Drake May immediately and them sitting down Jerod Mayo and saying, like, what are we doing here? We need to have our best chance to win. And we had talked about that last week and saying, like, that's just shit that never would fly in Belichick's day. And it's not coming from a source that like I don't necessarily believe this is coming from Kirk Minihan of like the Kirk Minihan show, who's really locked into Boston. So I think where there's smoke, there's fire. I just don't know if they are going to actually fire him in the next coming days.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about him potentially losing the locker room earlier in the year with the whole quarterback situation. How do you keep the locker room when you call the entire team soft when the defense actually is putting up fights? It's not like they're giving up. I didn't think that they were soft. I thought they're just don't have the talent on offense and they're not scheming up enough to make up for that talent difference.
I don't, and you're a defensive guy, so it's like I feel like that should be the strength of the team. Unfortunately, you've got some pieces there. You're a defensive head coach. You should be on. I think realistically, if anything, that should be something that you tell the team directly to their face. Hey, you know what? We played soft. We played like shit today. We have our chance next week to go out there and get ours, but you
And
didn't. Like
if
I
your
don't.
team is soft, isn't that like a direct reflection on the defensive coach? Like he should be the one in there setting the tone. And it's almost like who's the coach? Was it Doug Peterson that was like, we need a culture change here? And it's like
Yeah,
you're the culture. Like change it then, or you get your ass out. I just think it's crazy for him to be just so blatant with it to the public. And we were saying, could he be one and done? I didn't think it was possible because they're committing. This is their guy. They've been grooming him for a long time. But 1-6, team don't like you. Drake May seems like he has something there. Do you get an offensive coach in here? And I mean, Ben Johnson should be available this coming off season. Do you get an offensive guy and really start the rebuild?
again, it's so hard for me to see them switch coaches though this fast to just pull the trigger on it. But if it's not working, it's not working. I think we've seen that. Like, I think it's better to pull the trigger quicker than to let it play out. And now you're in a Jerry Jones situation where you have Mike McCarthy and you know he can't get over the hump, but it's just like, all right, well, I'm comfortable with it. Let's just keep plugging away. And now you have a team that just sucks.
I mean, maybe
And I think
Belichick could be available, come back and coach.
100% no. 100%. You know who's a guy that I'm like, okay, I don't want to see you as a head coach, but I think what you've put so far on the field this year, you're probably going to get a head coaching spot, and I think New England might be a pretty good, spot for him. Cliff Kingsbury, because you did it with Jaden Daniels, and then you go out there and Jaden Daniels gets hurt, and the offense still looks good, and you lead it with Marcus Mariota. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, and he's been a head coach before. He's taken his time off. He went to Thailand. He's come back, and he's done nothing but great things as the OC for this Washington Commanders team. I could see that being a good matchup with him and Drake May.
Well, let's talk about the Commanders right now because this past week they played the Panthers, embarrassed them 40-7. They're 5-2. Jaden Daniels, it's looking like he's not going to play this coming week. Marcus Mariota looked really good in that game. They are potentially going to win this division right now. And Cliff Kingsbury seems like a big part of that with this offense with Jaden Daniels and Marcus Mariota. I don't know if he gets head coach buzz off of this because of his track record. He hasn't been amazing as a head coach. But if you win this division, win a playoff game with Jaden Daniels, yeah, I think you deserve that head coach buzz.
Yeah, again, it's a guy I don't love as a head coach, but I think he's found his perfect match as an OC. He doesn't have to worry about the defense. He doesn't have to worry about anything else, just scheming up good plays. And then he has an excellent quarterback to go out there and execute. And if I'm the Commanders, I'm sitting Jaden Daniels this week because why go out and risk it? I mean, we know what Jaden Daniels is, but you don't want to put his future at risk. And this is a Bears defense that is actually very tough. I mean, they go out there and they get after it. And so, do you want to put him out there if he's not 100%? And I know guys get dinged up all the time. They have cuts and bruises and little ouchies here and there. But this is his ribs. I'd be more cautious on Jaden Daniels than I would just let's say Will Levis.
I mean, they were cautious with Will Levis. They sat him. So
That's because he was ass.
yeah, they were saying it was weird how Will Levis got sat because his injury happened like a week and a half ago, and he was full participant in practice. Then all of a sudden, he was out. I don't know. People re-aggravate things. I don't know what the reporting is on that, but yeah, this Commanders team. I don't know what their ceiling is this year, but I feel like they have basically all the pieces that could go into a good playoff run here. The running back situation is nice. The receiver, obviously, have Scary Terry. The other guys are stepping up and filling in the other roles. The defense is solid. I don't see Philadelphia challenging them, and I definitely don't see Dallas challenging them. So I think they're a lock. And can this team be a 1 or 2 seed? I don't know. It's tough with the Lions there, but I definitely could see them winning a first round playoff game.
I think making the playoffs and giving a strong showing in the playoffs would be fine for them, for this team, especially how like historically bad they've been in these past few years, the last decade. So let's walk before we can run. I think they are a playoff team. I mean, they're a good team in a bad division. So they should get into the playoffs. And it really just depends on the matchup that they get. If they pull a veteran gutsy team, let's say like I don't know, the 49ers smack them. You know what I mean?